Alexa, I got a question for you.
All right, what you got?
People all the time say, you know, my significant other slapped me. I want to get a TPO.
Yep.
Or my significant other's following me and it's creepy. You know, talk to us about what the options are out there when you feel threatened.
Well, so of course you've got the avenue of filing for a TPO, so long as you qualify for one of the intimate partner type relationships, right? So you are husband, wife, parents of the same children. You've got now the dating. You were previously in a relationship and whatnot. The problem becomes when you've got two people who weren't in any of those narrow category of relationships, where what's their recourse, right?
Right. So as a hypothetical, if my videographer who's doing this video shows up and I've never been married to him, we've never been roommates, and I start acting creepy to him, what could he do?
Well, so he actually could file a stalking TPO against you, depending on the circumstances, and if he can show that you are in fact stalking him and that he is in fear of physical harm, then he could file a stalking TPO against you. He doesn't have to qualify into that narrow subsection of relationships.
Okay.
Which could be helpful, I mean, if you're being really creepy.
Okay, what's the process like? What happens?
So if you're going to file for a TPO, you're going to go to the clerk's office in the county where the defendant resides, and you're going to speak with a clerk, usually, fill out some paperwork, and then talk to a judge about your circumstances. You want to detail as much as possible the history of whatever the abuse is, and then when you speak with the judge, of course you'll be under oath, and you're going to explain your situation. That judge will then either issue or not issue what's called an ex parte order. Ex parte meaning only one of you is present. The person you're filing it against isn't there. They can't defend themselves. If the judge issues it, it's usually for a very brief period of time, within 30 days, where the sheriff or whoever's going to go serve the paperwork will serve the paperwork on the defendant, the person you filed against, and then you'll have a hearing within that time period to determine whether or not the court will issue a 12-month TPO, it will dismiss the TPO altogether, or some sort of length of time.
Can the court even limit it and make it a 90-day or a 6-month TPO?
They can. So we're talking, you know, within that 12-month period, you can go lower. Generally, they're not going to go longer unless you've had a 12-month, and then you seek to have a permanent or a 3-year after the fact.
Okay, now, stalking TPO, that's simply stay away from the person. Okay. Now, a family violence TPO, can that have broader remedies? I've heard it can.
Yeah,
what are some of the remedies?
Well, actually, a lot of people seek these TPOs prior to seeking divorce, and sometimes they'll deal with things like custody. They'll deal with things like child support, division of certain property, requirements of payment of certain bills, and who gets the house, at least on a temporary basis.
So you could almost have like a little mini temporary divorce hearing in a TPO hearing.
You can, and a lot of people do. Sometimes it's an issue, though, because people will abuse the system and try to use that as leverage in their divorce case. Particularly for custody.
Well, if you have the hearing, after the ex parte is the initial order, then you have the hearing, can both sides have lawyers at the hearing?
They can, yes.
And let's say that you get a TPO against somebody. So someone has a TPO. My understanding is that's not a criminal conviction.
It's not a criminal conviction. It's quasi-criminal, though, because it can have criminal implications if you violate it.
Okay. Does it go into the criminal history system?
It does.
Okay.
Yes.
Is it there forever?
No, it expires at the end of the expiration date of the TPO. Now, if it's a permanent, it's in there a while. It's in there forever. If it's a 12-month, it's going to expire at the end of that year. But there are some quasi-criminal implications of it, like the Lautenberg Amendment, where the individual can't possess a firearm during that time period. Okay.
Well, then that would mean that there's certain jobs where if you have this, it could be really detrimental to your job.
Absolutely.
Like police or military, right?
Yep, exactly.
All right. Well, thank you for illuminating this for us.
Absolutely. That's what I'm here for.
All right.